Here with the illustrator of ChessPa in Chess Adventure Park, Ketaki Kulkarni. Ketaki, ChessPa in the Chess Adventure Park is everywhere. It's here, it's behind you, there are stickers everywhere. How's the feeling?
It's I cannot express it. I'm very happy, very nervous, and I'm out of words. I have no words, honestly. But yeah, overall I'm very happy. Very happy.
Tell us a bit about yourself, your sort of childhood. I think you were a chess player. You learnt animation. Can you tell us a bit about how your life went by? Because you were a very talented player.
Yeah, I was okay. So when I started chess, actually, my father was a chess player, and he used to love. He was crazy for chess. Like he wanted to make a career and all. But my grandfather was more like, we have a business and all, so you should follow that. So when I was born, he decided I'll play chess, and that is how my chess journey started. So I was 5 when I started learning chess, and the funny thing is, so my first coach was Srikhande sir. I used to go to his place, and I was the youngest amongst everyone. So I was very pampered, and my coach used to, my coach's mother, she used to ask me, today we'll do chess or you will do drawing. Then I had a choice. Okay, I'll do drawing. Then they had a computer. Then I had a choice if you want to do chess, you want to play prince. I said I'll play prince. So it was, the initial days were very fun. Then the tournament started, and then I was showing good results. So my father had high hopes that I'll do something in chess. So I played many tournaments. I was doing well.
What was some of your good results?
So I was a state champion. I don't remember, under 8, under 12. Then I was British champion under 8, under 9. Under 10 I came third, I guess. I don't remember.
You won 3 times. You played British.
In the same same year. I played the back-to-back tournaments. So that was one. Then my highest rating was 2120. So yeah, till 12th I played chess. Since I was 5 to almost 10-12 years I was playing chess. After that I wanted to pursue arts like drawing and everything since I was in school. But because I was showing good results, my father was like, let's push her a bit, so maybe she'll also get interested in the game. But unfortunately that didn't happen. So after 12th I told him like I want to pursue some creative field and something. So I left chess, and it was a shock for many. Like my father was in shock, my friends, my school, everyone was in. My school had also supported me a lot during my chess days. So, but then I wanted to pursue the creative field. So I started with animation. So I joined some course for animation and all. And after that I was doing job in the same field for almost 3.5 years. But then I realized it is not as creative as I thought it would be. It is more like more technical work, more labor work sort of a thing. So I left the job and I started tongue-in-cheek in 2013.
Which is your shop, physical shop in Dombivli.
So the basic idea was, I used to buy a lot of greeting cards then, and all the greeting cards had this very romantic messages or very mushy messages. They were not funny. They were not like, if there is a card from a husband to wife, there was an unwritten rule that it has to be romantic. It cannot be funny. It cannot, pull someone's leg or something like that. So I started making cards like that when I was working, and I sold a few cards during my job, and I had good response. Then I started the shop, and greeting cards was the main attraction of the shop. But along with cards, of course, there were handmade gifts, there were customized gifts. And then the customers started coming in, and even they had a few ideas like, okay, I want a scrap, I just don't want a greeting card, I want a scrapbook full of fun. So then scrapbooks came in, then memory boxes. There were a lot of stuff which had a handmade touch, which had a humorous touch. So that happened. Then we started participating in exhibitions. Then we started organizing exhibitions. So this was till the pandemic. So before pandemic, I got pregnant, and the pandemic.
You also got married before that. Right.
I also got married. So.
And what Nachiket, your husband, he's also into creative field.
He's into visual effects, and currently he's working with an ad agency. So we work on this big ads of LinkedIn, and they work with Netflix, Hotstar, all that stuff. So 2020 I got pregnant, pandemic happened, the shop was closed. So it was a blessing in disguise because I was doing designing course then, and because of all of this I was under complete house arrest, and because of that I was able to concentrate on the course much better. Like I used to work say 8 hours straight or something like that. Then afterwards I had a plan to reopen the shop say in 2021 or something, but then I felt like designing is something which is more interesting, and I had already published 2 books before that. One was kind of an assignment, so I don't really count that. The second one was Kaveri Celebrates Ganesh Chaturthi, and
Kaveri is the name of your daughter.
Yeah, after that my daughter was born, and then we named her Kaveri, so it links back to the book. And yeah, so after that I guess 6-7 months I was just busy with the baby and all, and then this book came in, and then around 2021 this book idea, you guys came up with this idea, and then we started working, and yeah, after a year we are here.
It was a very intense project, right? Because you started working intensely in Feb, and it's taken almost 9 months. We are in November when this book is being launched. What were some of the challenges you faced? Because you are also a mother, but Kaveri was very young and you would have to take care of her. Also, making a book like this is a lot about creative thinking, right? You need to be in that zone while working. So how tough was it?
So the main problem was time management, I feel, apart from everything, because being a mother is a full-time job. It is not like, you have a Sunday off, you have a monthly off or something. So taking time out from being a mother and working, it was very, very difficult for me. There were all these motherly feelings which everyone goes through when they resume their jobs, when they resume their business or anything. It is like, we have that guilt, like, oh, I'm leaving this baby, I'm going to pursue a career, it is for my own selfish motive, and you get all these thoughts and all. But I feel I was lucky because I had very good family support. Like, they used to look after Kaveri, and I used to work. So also you guys were understanding. Like, there were periods when I was just not able to work, maybe because Kaveri is ill, something else comes up, and moving to some other place or something. So you guys also were very understanding in that process, like, okay, this is not the time we should call her up and anything. There was almost 1 month when my daughter was not well in this period, and I was, the book was like, the character was almost done, and the book was in process, and I was feeling this guilt. Like, I knew I needed to be with her, but I was also feeling this guilt, like, I'm leaving work behind and I'm being with her. But Amruta didn't call me for work. She used to always call me and ask, how is Kaveri, how are you doing, are you okay? After that, I had planned a vacation for 8 days because I thought, the book will come at a good place and I can take a break. So after this, I thought I'll cancel the trip, because I've already wasted a month or so. But then Amruta again, she was like, no, you have to go, you need a break. That was not something you planned, right? It happened. Unfortunately, it happened what happened. So, so to answer your question, I had a very good support system from all the sides. It's not like I'm the only one who worked, and the only thing, as I said, is time management. Like, there were times when I'll put her to sleep and then I'll go. Or because if I'm working from home, you know, if she starts crying, my mind will go there. Like, okay, why she? I know her grandparents are there, her Nachiket is there, but still, you know, like it will go. I'll try to listen what they are saying, what she is saying, if she needs something. So I think the best part that happened was when I stayed at your place with Amruta. That was kind of a blessing in disguise again, because I had to stay. You know, the final changes and all, we had to stay together to finish the book. And that was the first time I stayed away from my daughter overnight. And when I called my husband, I asked him how is she doing. And she was like, she was very fine. She didn't even miss you. I felt bad, but I also felt happy that okay, so this is manageable. Like it's not, you know, I was only worrying that she might not be able to stay without me. She was very chilled out.
Amazing. I saw you working on this book and you had this device where you are working with the pen, and whatever you write on that pad goes on the computer screen, it's changing. Could you tell us a bit about what that setup is like and where you learnt it?
So that is called as a vacuum and stylus. It is very common in our field. Since animation days I am using it. My first job was in Reliance. I was very fortunate because we actually got a training for various things, and this is something I learned there, to use the stylus and everything. And Photoshop was one software which I was very scared of. When I did the course also, I almost skipped Photoshop because that was, you know, the layer based software, so many layers and all. I'm more into the logical thing, so I like nodes and all. And but yeah, I'm glad that, you know, whatever knowledge I had from animation, from chess, from being a mother and all, it is coming together.
You worked on Photoshop?
I worked on Photoshop.
Okay. And overall, in your sort of career where you want to work as a creative person, as a creative artist, what do you see this as? Do you think that you will be making more chess related books in the years to come, or anything related to chess?
Definitely. I mean, this is just the beginning, I feel, because you know, the books I normally buy for Kaveri, they are very generic. They are more about festivals, they are more about leaders of India or women entrepreneurs, or stuff like dinosaurs, animals, A to Z, 1 to 10, these books. But this is something which is very different for the kids, for the parents, even if they are chess players, non-chess players, it doesn't matter. Because to talk about a subject which is assumed to be boring, you know, chess is assumed to be a very serious game, it is assumed to be a very boring game. Or when you say she's a chess player, you know, you kind of create a wall, like, okay, oh, we should talk only serious stuff with this person. So I think definitely, and one thing which majorly changed the whole chess scenario was what you and Samir and you guys did in the pandemic. You just broke that wall that chess is boring and chess is for serious people. There was entertainment, there was fun on the streams and everything. So, and then this book happened. So the fun part in chess, now I think people can feel and people can understand it. Okay, this can be something very interesting. What was your question?
Yeah. What's your aim now going forward?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. But I would like to make, no, maybe not books, but something which on topics which are not spoken about or which are assumed to be very tough, or maybe taxation, maybe I don't know. Means which are not very common or which are assumed to be boring, but which are important. So maybe something on those lines. I'm not sure. I'm just blabbering what is coming to my mind right now. But yes, ChessPa in you know, there could be a series. I have thought of some things. I'm sure you guys have thought of something. So yeah.
As a mother, why would you recommend parents to go for this book?
So one thing, Okay, obviously this will be a bit biased because
Yes, I mean also biased because you made this book,
Yeah.
but just as a third person, I know it's not easy to come out of it, but imagine you, as I think you have already mentioned once in our talks, that if you saw such a book lying there for, let's say, the amount that we are selling at, you would be interested in it.
Yeah, so the book price means that is like a total different topic, but the price at which SBS India is selling it is unbelievable. Like I've bought so many children's book and they are pretty costly because obviously they are children's book, right? They have to keep the rounded corners, they should be child, the child safety should be the priority and all that stuff. But as a third person, if I'm buying this book, definitely because it is very challenging. And I think in our initial talks, you had mentioned that parents will always buy something which will, if the child can read till here, they'll buy something which will take them here, not here. So I think this book definitely helps that. Also, when I showed this book to my daughter, I was pushing her a bit. There were a lot of books, and I was pushing her to see this one, and she was not showing interest because she is used to the other books. So I decided like, okay, I should not, keep that I have made this book, so she should read it. I just kept it in her bookshelf, and she automatically started picking it up. So it is a natural process, and yeah, so I'll definitely buy this book as a parent because you are teaching your kid a game which is considered to be, very helpful. Even if you don't want to pursue chess like as a career or anything, it is in general very helpful in your overall growth. Like we have seen chess players who have left chess when they were doing very good, but at this point in their careers they are at a very good place, and chess has been a very important part of it, I feel. So yeah, definitely.
Fantastic. Well, Ketki, it is an absolute honor and pleasure to work with you and to make this book together. And we hope that in future there'll be more chess related stuff coming out.
Thank you so much.